Climbing back upon Mount Soapbox for another rant. I know, 2 trips to Mount Soapbox in 2 weeks back to back. This is some good cardio. And once again, we're ranting about GTA Online. In fact, this is a continuation of an old rant series I did many years ago, a previous drip feed rant. Over the years, most of us got used to Rockstar drip feeding out locked content that came with updates. But recently, they have been really trying to stretch out what little drip feed content that they have included last year with criminal enterprises, as well as most recently, the Los Santos drug wars. So far, what we have left in the 2023 drip feed, or Drip Apocalypse 2023, includes 6 vehicles that they're going to stretch the hell out. The Carambor, the Hot Ring Everon, as well as the Panther, and finally the Oscillate Virtue, a supercar that's supposed to be an agency vehicle. Who knows when we're going to see that car? It's probably going to be sometime in the spring, perhaps even the summer, depending on how long Rockstar wishes to stretch out the drip for 2023. Now, there's 2 other cars that I want to mention, the Broadway, the Eudora. Now, these 2 cars have taxi skins that you can acquire. Unfortunately, we have found out some bad news. You will not be able to use the Broadway, the Eudora, I think it's the Dynasty, or any other taxi type vehicle. I think there's also a IC Classic with the taxi skin. You cannot use any of those vehicles for the taxi work. It would have been amazing if Rockstar would have made it to where you could use these vehicles with the taxi work, but no, you can't. And that leads me to the taxi work, which is the B-roll of the rant today. I personally find it to be okay. It's chill. It's kind of RP-ish, but I also see why others wish that Rockstar would have done more with the taxi work. And Gilly Master did a great video about his review and things he would have implemented into the taxi work, including adding those vehicles I just mentioned, like the Broadway and the Eudora. They have taxi skins, yet you're not going to be able to use them for the taxi work whenever they become available, which is ridiculous in my opinion, but this is Rockstar, so it really doesn't surprise me. And the fact that they waited till, 2023 to add taxi work, which was in story mode, by the way, as something you could do in GTA Online, is also not surprising at all. 9 years later, Rockstar, you finally take something out of GTA 5 and port it over to GTA Online. Well done. The time-limited vehicles. So, along with the vehicles we just mentioned that have yet to come out, there are in fact 2 vehicles that are time-limited, which means the 6 vehicles, they could also be time-limited. Maybe one of them, maybe 2 of them, maybe half of them, but we already know about 2 time-limited vehicles. One already came out, the 300R, which is also an agency vehicle. I think it's based loosely off of Datsun. It'll come back eventually, right, Rockstar? And most recently, the IC Rally, which I think is based off a Mini Countryman, 4-door little SUV car. It is also time limited, and it is expensive for what you're going to get out of it. I think it's, $1.8 million. I talked about it in a YouTube short a few days ago. It's horrible. It's not worth the money. Yes, if you get the HSW upgrade for it, which costs even more money for the IC Rally, and that's only for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, yeah, it still sucks. And it's also drip fed. It's also time limited, like the 300R, which is this whole FOMO nonsense, fear of missing out. And another excuse to stretch out the drip even longer, because eventually Rockstar is going to rotate the 300R as well as the IC Riley back into the game. I don't know if that's going to be temporary or is it going to be permanent once they bring them back. Who knows? There's something else that they should have included day one as part of the Drug Wars update, the 50-car garage. Now, I did a video covering some of this content. The 50-car garage is a property that should have been included with the Los Santos Drug Wars on day one, but it's also being dripped. $2.7 million. Once that comes out, whether it's this Thursday, a future Thursday, or a month from now, or whenever the hell Rockstar decides to drop the 50-car garage, it will cost you $2.7 million. Yes, It's customizable, and it's basically 5 levels of the high-end garage. But hey, 50 more garage slots. Even though we already have hundreds and hundreds of garage slots already for vehicles, I'm sure some of you are happy to get 50 more. But that has yet to be drip fed as well. I think there's also some clothing items that are going to be dripping out here and there. And the street dealer. So I think you're going to be able to sell product from your businesses to street dealers. I don't think you're going to be able to make that much money. I guess it's going to add quote-unquote realism to GTA Online. Something else you can do is go to these street dealers, sell to them, and make a little money. Okay, that's great, Rockstar, but that would have been cool if you would have implemented that in previous updates, like the Bikers update or the Drug Wars update. It is being implemented. It's just they're waiting a few months to put that out. Just like with the gun van. So we finally have the gun van. We have the ability to own the railgun, which I did do a video about. The gun van was also dripped along with the railgun. Well, the GTA Online version of the railgun. And finally, we're going to get some more drug war missions. Last dose, final dose, I forget what it's called. Now, the funny thing about the last final dose cutscenes is they've already leaked on YouTube. So data miners found the code inside GTA Online's update, and they put them out there for everybody to see. And I'm not going to spoil any of that, but some of you have already watched the final last dose cutscenes, so you know what's going to happen. In other words, no real shock, no real surprise. Yeah, the missions themselves might be good, might be fun. There's also things that you will notice when it comes out that are clearly taken from GTA 5 cutscenes and reskinned, I suppose. But that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So that is, I believe, everything we have to expect or look forward to, unless there's some surprises here and there. Maybe they're going to bring back the Hot Ring Racing, including the Hot Ring Everon, which is the NASCAR truck. Maybe they're also going to add a couple more adversary modes, more clothing items, yada, 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 for Dripocalypse 2023. I just can't believe that we are going to see the content that came out in December with the Drug Wars locked on day one being stretched all the way into not only the spring, but the late spring, and perhaps even the summer. So it might not be till like March, April, May, June before all this content finally gets dripped out into GTA Online. There was once a time where Rockstar actually put out spring updates. Yeah, they did. It's hard to believe, right? We had the Valentine's update. We've had a business update, high life update. I think I'm Not a Hipster was like somewhere near the end of the spring in 2014. But then they started putting out bigger updates like 2015. We got the heist update. That was in the spring. And they've had big updates, sometimes medium-sized updates. The point is, no matter what the size of the update was, they actually took the effort to put out an update in the spring. But then they went from 3 updates a year, spring, summer, December, to 2 updates. And usually the summer update was an okay size update with some drip in it because they started dripping some time ago. And then the big update was December. Now, technically, these past 2 updates weren't really that big. The summer 2022 update and then the December 2022 update, also not big. And to make matters worse, a lot of that content is content I just talked about that was not released on launch day back in December, but being dripped from December to January, February, March, all the way most likely into the summer of 2023. And I guess sometime in the summer, we'll get another update to GTA Online. But this is ridiculous, Rockstar, how long you're dripping out this content. You're stretching it way too thin. And the new cars are taking forever to come out. I think it was like every other week, or at one time it was like every week we had a new car. And then they kind of stretched a little bit more to every 2 weeks, which I guess makes more sense. But now it feels like they're putting out a new car maybe once a month or once every 6 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark. And to make matters worse, they're making some of those time limited so that you got the FOMO going on. And that way they could always bring it back in a future event. So eventually they'll bring back the 300R for another week or two, then take it back. And then the IC Riley that no one should buy. Even if you get the HSW upgrades for it for PS5, Xbox Series, I still don't think it's worth purchasing unless you just want a Mini Countryman in GTA Online. Some of you have been looking forward to that design because you like Mini Coopers. Totally fine. You do you. But it's another time-limited vehicle. Now, yeah, time-limited vehicles are nothing new. We had the Roosevelt in the Massacre update, along with the Gusenberg, a.k.a. the Tommy gun. You also had the Sovereign motorcycle, the Liberator monster truck for the Independence Day content that rolls in every now and then. And you also have had Halloween vehicles that are time-limited. So time-limited is nothing new, but the difference here is that time-limited content was like seasonal themed, around Valentine's, Independence Day in America, Halloween, even some like Christmas time-limited stuff that rolls in and out of the game. Now they're just putting in time-limited vehicles just for the sake of doing it to give people the fear of missing out and justification to take it out of the game and then add it back to the game a few weeks, a few months later, and then take it back out of the game again in order to stretch the Dripocalypse 2023 even further. Proof that Rockstar has not only given up on Red Dead Online, but they're half-assing GTA Online. It's pretty apparent if you look at PC right now and the security issues over there, even though Rockstar says they are going to come up with a patch for GTA Online. There's rumors for a PC version of Red Dead Online's patch for security issues. And there's also another rumor about the title update for GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition, all of which I will cover eventually when they come out. But Rockstar is clearly focusing a lot of their efforts on GTA 6. As I've mentioned before, that is completely understandable. A lot of people are excited for the next GTA. Hopefully it will come out within the next year or two, and hopefully it'll be good. But you're a big enough studio to have a large enough team to continue putting out good quality updates for GTA Online. Not just twice a year, but 3 times a year, like you were doing for the longest time. The fact that you've gone from 3 updates a year to now 2 updates a year and just really stretching out that drip and locked content for as long as you possibly can is pretty pathetic, Rockstar, in my opinion. The only reason why they're doing it is to try to keep some interest remaining in this game that's over 9+ years old, and they're trying to obviously continue to make as much money off of GTA Online via the shark cards, standalone GTA Online sales on PS5, Xbox Series, as well as the GTA Plus subscription sales as possible, with as little effort as Rockstar can get away with. Because if they actually cared about these updates and good quality content, then you would see more updates in GTA Online. At least 3 updates a year. I think that's reasonable. A lot of other live service games get multiple updates a year, and for the most part, they do a pretty decent job. Unlike a multi-billion-dollar studio that happens to be one of the largest in the world with several offices from Scotland to New York, California, other parts of the globe, and thousands of employees. You think they could have a big enough team to focus on updates and quality of life improvements for GTA Online? But no, they rather just stretch out that drip as long as they possibly can. It really makes you wonder what the summer update's going to be like and how long they're going to stretch that drip out post summer update, and then the December 2023 update, and how long they're going to try to stretch that drip. Are they going for like a new record here? Are they going to try and just put out 1 update a year in December and have so much content locked that they can just stretch it from December 2023 all the way to December 2024? Okay, I'll stop joking, because in my humor, I might be unintentionally giving Rockstar ideas. But seriously, Rockstar, you've made billions and billions of dollars off of GTA Online over the past 9 going on 10 years. Least you could do is put a bit more effort into this game, especially since the loyal GTA Online fan base has bought copy after copy after copy of GTA Online from the 360 PS3 era, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and now the PS5, Xbox Series era. And those of us that have purchased shark cards here and there over the years, and everybody that has the GTA Plus subscription, least you could do, Rockstar, is consider putting out more than 2 updates a year. The reality is, Rockstar, Take-Two, they're going to stretch GTA Online out as long as they can, milking it to bare bones all the way down to the bone marrow until they get GTA 6 out. And once that happens with GTA 6 Online or whatever they end up calling the next online version of GTA, the current version of GTA Online will only then be put out to pasture for good. Well, whatever remains of this cow that they milked down to the bones. Only to repeat the cycle again with GTA 6 Online, aka GTA Online 2.0, or whatever they end up calling the next Grand Theft Auto Online. Coming 2024, 2025, or quote unquote, coming soon. And you know damn well that the drip will continue from this GTA Online to the next, as long as Rockstar and Take-Two continue to make billions of dollars and get away with it.